Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bryndís. I like to read and I like to talk about it on this channel. And today we're doing my weekly update. I did finish one book and one short story this past week. So I finished Dr. Thorne by Anthony Trollope. So this is the third book in the Barchester series, and it was just absolutely delightful. I I am really, really, really loving this series. It's just these books, and this book was. I mean, it was funny, but it was not as funny for sure as Barchester Towers, which is book number 2, or even as the first one, The Warden. But it was still funny, and there were like these funny moments. But there were also, I think, really some serious kind of moments and serious themes in this book. But in like, it was delightful. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's just, find that all the characters were just really interesting, and yeah, it's just interesting kind of talk. Like, it's a very interesting kind of study, really, of the society that this takes place in 1850 something, and the the importance of money, basically, and how a person's worth changes if they have money or not, and that their worth is not about a character or anything like that. For women, not even really beauty, although beauty was a big like measurement of a woman's worth, or is the young woman's worth in the marriage market. But in this book, it's just money, because the heir of the was it the baronet? No, that was the other one. He was a squire. Yeah, of the kind of the main. So there are like these two main families: the Thornes, or Dr. Thorne and his niece Mary, and then the other family. I can't remember the name, because I never remember names, even if I love the book. And they aren't having money problems, so the heir really needed to marry money, which is said so many times in the book. You have to marry money. And so it really wasn't about the woman or having any type of a connection, or it was just about, if she had money, you needed to marry her, basically, and in order to save the estate and the family. And yeah, so I think it's a really interesting kind of study about what people thought was important. And so societal status was basically the most important thing for a lot of people. And I think it's really very fascinating. And I really, really, really enjoyed this book, especially because I am now currently reading Camilla by Frances Burney. And obviously money makes, like, whether the woman has a fortune or has, will have a dowry, is important in this world as well. This takes place, I think, in the 1790s. Or the book was published in 1795, so I'm 96. So I'm thinking, I think it takes place around that time. It doesn't say that it takes place earlier, at least. And it is all about the beauty of the young women, like everything, and everything that the men are looking for is just beauty. All they care about is the beautiful eyes, the lashes, the hair, the lips, the whatever, and it's often very ruthless, because we have a character in that book that got smallpox and has like marks on her face, and it is like the worst thing, the most horrible thing that could have happened to this young woman when she was a child, is to get the smallpox, because now she's no longer beautiful. And it's so frustrating to read this endless discussion about beauty. But I'm really enjoying Camilla as well, and I'm about, I think, 1/4 maybe into it already. I did have like a 8-hour drive on a couple of days ago, coming here to my hometown where I'm currently. So I was listening to Camilla the entire time. So I got a really good head start into reading that book for sure. But it's really good. Oh my God, I'm loving it. It's just so funny, but in like this, it's also heartwarming and heartbreaking, but hilarious and just frustrating. It's just all the things. So I'm really enjoying it very much. But I'll talk about that more later. But I thought it was really fun to kind of just the position of the emphasis on beauty in Camilla and the emphasis on money in Dr. Thorne. But obviously it was, the best thing is if it was both. But it's just, oh my God, I'm just thinking like this, the status of women throughout, I'm so happy that I was not born back then. All I'm gonna say, I'm so happy about that. Even if our world is currently being burned down by narcissists, fascists, and horrible people, at least nobody's forcing me to marry. So, I'll take that. But yeah, and then the other book that I finished, or it's a short story, it was the Sherlock Holmes, a short story by Arthur Conan Doyle called The Final Problem. And this is one short story that I forgot to read last year when I read the entire collection of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. And yeah, so this one was, it's a short story. It took me I think the audiobook was 45 minutes or something like that. So it was a fast read. It was okay. Suspenseful, because you were always like waiting, what's gonna happen? How is he gonna be killed? Because yes, spoiler, Sherlock Holmes was killed, but then he was so popular that Arthur Conan Doyle brought him back. And I think it's just, it was just really interesting how Sherlock Holmes was like trying to stay away from Watson, but still wanted his help. And it was okay. 4 stars, I would probably give it 4 stars, because it was it kept me, I was listening to it for 45 minutes straight and just like really listening to it and enjoying it. But there have been other, like I said, that I've enjoyed more. So I finished those 2, Dr. Thorne and my first book in the Holmes is Where the Heart Is reading event, The Final Problem. And like I said, I started Camilla and I'm really, really enjoying that one. And I'm still reading Crime and Punishment. I actually did not read anything in that book this week. So I want to try and get on that a little bit. But I'm very loving, oh my God, do you not know how to speak English? I'm very much enjoying Camilla, so I may just want to finish that one before I maybe go into Crime and Punishment. I'm also still reading Conversation with Friends by Sally Rooney. And I have not read anything in this as well this week. I'm enjoying it, and I'm definitely gonna try and finish this one this coming week. But the reason why I haven't been reading as much as normal is because I got this offer. So I have HBO Max for free for February, and I started watching Game of Thrones. And I've just been I started watching from season 6, and I did kind of fast forward through a few few of the episodes. I would say that I kind of watched season 7 and season 6. Definitely, no, season 8. I mean, like maybe half of season 7 and then season 8. I watched the entire episodes, and I think it's episode 2 or 3 in season 8 with a big battle with the king of the ice. What is his name? You know, the Ice King. And I think it's one of the best TV ever. I mean, it is obviously a battle scene, but then there are just these, well, at least like cinematography, the cinematography of the battle, of the suspense of, and then Arya coming and, oh, it is so good. It is so good. And I did try once to read the books, but like I started the first book in the Game of Thrones, the Saga of Ice and Storm, Ice and Fire, something like that. I can't remember what it's called. I think that I will have to wait a little bit longer before I actually read the books, because the TV show, even though it's been years since I watched the first few seasons, the TV show is so vivid in my mind that, yeah, anyway, never mind. But that is such a good episode. Like, it was just fantastic. And I actually, interestingly, first time when I watched the last season, of course, the finale and everything, everybody was disappointed, and it was, why isn't Jon Snow king and all of these things. But I have to say that when I was watching it this time, it made so much sense to me why Jon Snow didn't become the king and why he went back to the wall and past the wall, because it just, everything about, because what he did to Daenerys and how all of that played out, there's no way he could be king. It wouldn't have worked. And I think they did a really good job actually of giving the characters the ending that they needed. So yeah, I was very, very happy with it. Currently, I'm now watching House of the Dragon, and I haven't really watched that series properly, so I'm gonna watch all of the episodes properly. And yeah, I really like that world, the Game of Thrones world that he created. I think it's really cool. Anyway, that's why I'm not reading as much, because I'm just watching, and I'm also now with my parents, so I don't have as much free time to read and just be in my own world as normally. But anyway, my goal for the week is at least to finish this one, and to obviously continue on with with Camilla and Crime and Punishment. But I'm also very eager to start with Moriarty, the other book for that event. And I have so many books that I want to read. It's like crazy. But anyway, I'm hurrying up a little bit, because I have lots of things to do. I'm working, but I wanted to film this update very quickly and tell you that I'm trying to read. I'm trying to be good. But then we also have the Winter Olympics. I don't know if you can hear, but people are watching that in the living room. And I can't wait when the cross-country skiing starts, because I love that. I love to watch that. And my mom and I were watching the bobsled thing yesterday, and we were just like, what is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? Like, it makes no sense to me why you would do that to yourself. But to each their own, as we say. Anyway, how are you doing with your reading? Are you watching the Winter Olympics? Have you watched Game of Thrones? What do you think about the ending? Whatever you want to talk about, let's talk about it in the comments. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.